All right, welcome to In the Zone. We have Seth Curry in. What's happening, man?
What's going on, man?
It's good to see you.
You too, man. Thanks for
Welcome
having
to
me.
the Zone. I know you've been dying to get on In the Zone. Man.
I have. I heard a lot about it.
Well, look, we like to talk and banter off the set a lot about sibling rivalry. All right, so I gotta ask you, who wins a 2-on-2 game between Seth Curry and Steph Curry versus Mark and Pau Gasol?
Mark, I thought you were gonna say Clay and his brother. I played with
Where's his brother
Clay Thompson.
playing?
I played with him in the D League actually for a year.
His brother?
Yeah.
So
he's solid.
Really?
He was with the Cavs for a couple months when he first came out of college a few years ago. But
we can start that one then. Who wins that one first?
I got us. I don't care who it is. It's me and Steph. But Powell and Mark. I mean, that'd be a good matchup. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep him out of the post. We got to send the double team a little bit. But
y'all
if we get the
stop
ball,
in the post.
no question.
They couldn't guard y'all.
Yeah, if we get the ball, we can put on some threes.
So it might depend on who got
ones
the ball
and twos.
Yeah.
If we get the ball first, we'll run them off.
Yeah, it'd be that's what it'd be. Because all they would do is post.
That's it.
And y'all
all
couldn't
we do
guard
is spread
y'all.
them out.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that would be fun to watch. I think the longer the game went, the more advantage y'all would have because they get tired.
Yeah, we got to foul them a little bit too.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. But look, man, you came off a really good year. You had 7 teams in your first 4 years in the league, but this year with Dallas, you really had a good season. About 13 points a game. Started 42 games out of 70. So how are you feeling now about your place in the league versus a couple years ago?
I mean, I feel confident. I mean, I always feel confident in myself that I could play in the league and things like that. Just dominating in summer league and the D League and things like that. And when I played short stints last year in Sacramento, I felt I played well, but I just needed to show that I could do it consistently over a long period of time. And I mean, I got the opportunity this year in Dallas with early on. We got off to a horrible start. Guys got injured, and Coach threw me out there extended periods of time and let me learn a little bit. And I was able to start halfway through the season, and we started playing a little bit better. So I want to do it over the long period of time with teams game planning for me and things like that, and showing that I could add that to what I do.
So even when teams were cutting you, and like Cleveland, was it Cleveland? You're on a 10-day.
Yeah, I was on 10-day.
So even then, you still felt really confident. Like, was there a part of you that thought, man, I might not make it in the league or anything? Or
I mean, like I said, you play in the D League, you never really know if you don't get the opportunity. But personally, I was confident that I could, because it wasn't like I went out there and I didn't play well. I got out there and I was overwhelmed. Or I feel like I just wasn't ready to play at this level. I never really got the opportunity to go out there and prove it to myself and prove it to the organization that I could play. You know what I'm saying? I would get to 10 days and play 2 minutes at the end of a game, you know what I'm saying, and not really get to prove it. So it wasn't like my confidence was ever shook in that way.
Were you surprised you didn't get a better look early on? I mean, you played at Duke and averaged 17, so it wasn't like you didn't show anything. So were you surprised you didn't really get those opportunities early on?
Somewhat. I mean, like I said, I was consistent at Duke, playing well. I was All-American, whatever. But I had an injury my senior year. I had to get surgery on my leg right when the season was over at Duke, so I wasn't able to work out for teams during the draft process. I just met with a few teams and things like that, and I wasn't able to compete with the people that were ranked above me and things like that. So I think it was just a matter. If I step on the court, I feel like I'm going to show teams what I can do, but I didn't have the opportunity till 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. Now, do you consider yourself – I mean, you played both shooting guard and point guard. Which one do you prefer?
I get that question a lot. I can't answer. I mean, my whole life I played both. You know what I'm saying? I played a 2-guard, spread the floor, knock down shots, but I also been one to create with the ball in my hands, play the pick and roll. I think my first year in the D League, I played strictly point guard. Right, okay. Was able to improve in that manner. And at Duke, I played basically strictly 2. So, I mean, I always have pride in being able to play both. And I did a lot of that this year. I started probably just as many games at the point that I did the 2. Okay. So, I mean, I think another thing I could bring to a team is just that versatility.
You feel – because I think of you more as a 2, just because your assist numbers have never really been that high. Do you think you have to work on the passing as a point, or do you just see yourself in being in a system where you can kind of be a combo?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to make the right plays. I'm not going out there trying to, sure I can pass. I know what I do. I know I'm a scorer. And when I play the point guard, that's my mentality the same way. I'm going to go out there trying to score the ball first and things like that. But, I mean, one of the things that fit me so well with the Mavs organization and the way Coach Carlisle likes in his guards is he likes point guards who score.
Okay.
I mean, like got the J.J. Bareas, Jason Terry played point when he was there a little bit.
Yeah.
Devin Harris, guys like that who, are scorers, some of them myself, and can also make plays. Pass when it's there, but they're not going out there putting up 8, 9, 10 assist games. And, Coach likes that in his guards.
Now, the owner of the Mavs, Mark Cuban, just admitted that y'all were tanking at the end of the season. So you were hurt, I know, with the shoulder injury. First of all, were you hurt or did they just hold you out because they didn't want to win games?
I was banged up, man. It was a case where I didn't want to. It wasn't necessary to play through injury, even though I could have. No reason to play through injury with the last 7 games of the season when we're not in the playoffs. But that's funny he said that. We were trying to, as players, you don't really know what tanking is, man.
Because he did say the players just going out to win, but we played young guys.
Yeah.
Knowing you probably gonna lose because you're playing young guys. But that's what I was gonna ask you. In the organization, in the locker room, are players aware of that, or what's kind of the mentality or the atmosphere when it's that situation?
You can tell. Towards the end of the season when you got younger guys getting definitely more minutes that haven't played throughout the season. You got, we had some of our starters when I was out. They would play the first half and not play the second half, do stuff like that. Nobody ever says it's tanking or anything like that. It's more developing the young guys. But it's funny to have a owner or anybody in the organization finally admit that for once, because you know what goes on, and it's not a good culture, but. The only way people are gonna, really, it can change or people to realize is for somebody like in his position to say it, to admit it, and then the NBA or whoever can do whatever it takes to change that culture.
Do you follow the draft in college basketball heavily? Like, are you into this draft?
I honestly I haven't watched much college basketball, but I know some of the prospects coming out. And things like that. I watched the tournament. If they play Duke, I'm going to see him.
Who you really like? There's Lonzo Ball's getting a lot of hype. And,
he can play. I like him. I really like the Duke guy, Jason Tatum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tatum, he can play. I played with him last summer, pick up when I went back to Duke a couple of times. He looked real good for his age. His footwork and his game is, he got a pretty game.
You think he's a potential star?
Oh, no question. Yeah, he got the size. He can shoot it. Like I say, his footwork is crazy. His one-on-one game is nice. So, I like him a lot.
Did you play with Grayson? You didn't play with Grayson.
No, I didn't.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
What do you think? He had the temper tantrums last year and the kicking people. Like, what do you think kind of happened with that?
It's tough to say. Obviously he's an emotional guy, and you see him on the bench really getting really emotional. He plays with emotion, things like that. And when you're at Duke, you're in the spotlight. So anything you do is gonna get blown up, and it was a story that people paid attention to. So whenever it was anything similar or close to anything controversial with him, it would blow up and have people talking about it. But off the court, he's the opposite of what you see. He's a laid back guy. Okay. He's a great guy, and I like his game. To be honest, he can play, and hopefully he gets back on the right track this year, just being one of the best players in the country.
You obviously have shown great improvement through your career, and Steph too. He's shown a lot of improvement. When you see the heights that he's reached, does that inspire you to feel like, you know what, if I work hard, I can get, whether it's to his level or not, but I can get to a really high level as well?
Oh, absolutely. You see I'm able to get an up close look at what he puts into his craft in the summer. It's just how his game has developed over the years and things like that. And from my whole life, I won't say I compare myself to him with his stats or what he does on the court, but I measure myself to his work ethic and our improvements year by year and things like that. And it's just good to see him. Get to the level that he's at, and I'm just happy for him. But to say like he's, this stigma like he's all of a sudden jump from being okay to just great in 1 year. It's not really the case to me. He's been dominant at every level he played.
And played well.
Yeah,
too.
like he was dominant in college, leading I was 29 in college, led the country in scoring. Came in, was a runner up to rookie of the year. Like he was on track to be a star, and a 2-time MVP. I don't know about all that, but
did you?
He was good. I knew he was gonna be a great NBA player.
So you had no doubt he'd be like an all-star player.
Nah, I mean, at every level he played, he figured it out. I mean, he didn't pass the eye test. He wasn't a huge guy. He wasn't a prodigy in high school, but he dominated in high school. He dominated in college. I mean, his basketball IQ, his skill level, he's gonna figure it out. And I think just the ankle injuries early on kind of set that back a little bit.
Why you think people overlooked him? I mean, his dad was an NBA player. You would have thought that would have helped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's the eye test. I mean, he was a late bloomer in high school growing up. Skinny kid, young, but like I said, he was skilled. I think that was it. I mean, you compare him to the top prospects in college or the top prospects or in high school and the top prospects in college going to the NBA. He didn't measure up stature, like build-wise and things like that. So I think people question whether he could take the beating or things like that.
So he's 3 years older than you.
Yeah.
So growing up, how competitive were you guys with each other?
We were very competitive. I mean, we were close enough in age where I can run with him. I mean, I can give him some competition in all the sports or whatever, in video games or whatever. It was real competitive. It made me better, and it was. I mean, we had some crazy stories of us playing one-on-one and my mom having to come out and break up some fights and ref the games and all that type of stuff.
Your mom ref games?
Yeah, she would come out and have to ref the game so it wouldn't break out into an all-out brawl. But a few times tell us cut the lights off outside in the backyard and come inside and things like that. Just, it was good times growing up.
So were you as big as him? Like, I mean, you're obviously a few years younger, so.
He was always a little bit bigger than me.
But it was close.
But it was close enough to where it was competitive games. It wasn't like he was just running me over every time. And it was just easy for him. He had to play to beat me.
So, have you ever beat him one-on-one?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
When's the last time y'all played one-on-one?
Last time we played was probably 3 years ago, after a workout. He beat me then, I'll be honest. But ever since he hadn't played me, he making deep playoff runs, so he don't want he wants to rest. He don't want to play one-on-one. So, that's the last time we played.
When's the last time you beat him?
Probably the summer before that. That summer we played, that was one time we played, and probably 4 years ago.
So he's a star then, and you beat him when he's a star.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was in college. Okay.
I
mean, it's a good game.
Did he get mad? Like I would be mad if I know I have a brother that's a year younger than me, and even if he beat me in anything today, I'd be mad. So does he get mad or laugh?
That's not gonna change. You're gonna be mad. It's a different feeling when your brother beats you than anybody else. Like people say, like we played him this year, and people be like, "How does it feel to play against him?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, it's weird, but you kind of want to compete harder because it's your brother. You know what I'm saying? You want to beat him even more.
So does he say, let's play right back, playing right back?
Yeah. I do the same thing. But sometimes he's like, nah, I'm done. No.
Do you guys work out together in the summer?
Yeah, when we're in the same, I go out to the Bay with him. We're in the same city. We work out together. As much as I can, I like to get in there and work with him. But like I said, he keeps making these long playoff runs, and he's kind of slowly works back into his workouts, and I'm already ramped up because I've been sitting for a month. So we're kind of sometimes at different levels with the way we work out in the summer. When you work out together, what's a typical workout like? What do y'all work on? It's a lot of shooting stuff, a lot of ball handling type stuff. Can be some weird drills. Y'all see them in the pregame workouts, taking some weird shots and things like that. But our trainers put it through a lot of different stuff to make it harder than game like was 2 balls or sometimes 3 balls, tennis ball type ball handling drills and things like that kind of get you out of your comfort zone, but can make it when you get to a game a lot easier.
You pretty much do all the same things he does working out?
Yeah.
So what's his range? I mean, I've seen him shoot 35-footers in the game. Like, is that what would you say his range is?
That's close. I mean, that's
like 30, a good shot, 35.
Yeah. I mean, I always say your range is when you can shoot it and not change your motion, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you step out. Most people step out 35 feet. Their shot motion changes and it doesn't look the same. But his the same. He can make that consistently. He thinks his range is half court. Like,
he really
honestly,
thinks
when he takes those half court shots, like, he really thinks he's gonna make it every time. So he thinks that's his range. But I mean, when we get in the gym and work on that type of stuff, you gotta push yourself outside your comfort zone and take those type of shots to have the confidence to take them in the game.
What's your range?
It's out there. I wouldn't say I got the green light he does to take 35 footers consistently and miss them, but I mean, I got a pretty deep range, and
is it equal to his, you think?
I say it's 2 or 3 steps behind the line consistently. Okay. So I don't know what that distance is, but I think that's why I'm allowed to take shots from right now.
Do you feel honestly? You can be as good as him.
Absolutely. I mean,
that's saying a lot.
No doubt. I mean, I got to be in the right situation. I'm saying consistently get better, show that I'm worthy of having that responsibility and things like that. But I work out with him in the off season. I know what he takes to get there, and I have the utmost confidence in myself. So obviously got a little bit later start NBA wise, but. I mean, I have the most confidence in my abilities, and I'm trying to prove that next year that I can take another step in my career.
I picture you guys coming out of the womb shooting threes. I mean, because your family, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Your dad, y'all too. Like, how much of it is natural, your shooting ability?
I mean, some of it, say genes or whatever it is, just being around. I think a lot of it's being around the game. When we were younger, my dad would bring us to practices whenever he could, to games early, to just follow him around, and we were just watching NBA players every single day at work. Watching them work out, shoot before the games, things like that. So consciously, it like sinks in. I think that's part of it, but I mean, you got to work on it. I don't think I was allowed. If my dad came outside and ran the gym and saw me shooting threes, like just throwing it over my head, bad form, he'd be like, I don't want you shooting any threes. Unless you can shoot it the right way, don't do it. So we would have to shoot close and with the right form. So I think that's a big misconception, is that we just been shooting threes forever. You know what I'm saying? It's learning to shoot the right way, and then until you can get back there and make it consistently.
What was it like with your dad in the NBA? I mean, you talked a little bit about it, but can you expand on some of the stories, some of the things you saw as a kid that had that type of access to the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're fortunate. You had some professional athletes, NBA players, who their kids aren't allowed to go to games all the time, or they want their kids around in the locker room and things like that. But he brought us around all the time, so we would be. Sometimes they would let us jump in, shoot around games, like spots. So it'd be like team line on this corner, one on the other, and they would they would let us jump in and play. So you have Vince Carter. My dad was in Toronto. You have Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Muggsy Bogues, some of those guys shooting against them, and we were still some of the best shooters in the gym when it comes to spot shooting.
How old were you at that point?
I was in 5th grade. Steph was.
So he's 8th,
7th, 8th grade. So I don't.
And you guys were 10. Shooting as well as them? Yeah,
we could shoot threes. Yeah, like when you would pick teams in these shooting games, we would be one of the top picks. We can pick before NBA players, before some of the big men pick. So, wow. I mean, we can shoot it, and I mean, it's crazy. You hear guys like Vince still in the league, or see him around the NBA gym. Like, I remember you were a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tell us some stories of what we used to do back in the day.
So how would they treat y'all? What would they say to you guys? I mean, you were around a lot. Like, how would the NBA players treat you guys?
I mean, we're always, from what I remember, it was always welcoming. You know, it was fun just being around. They would go through their business, and we try to stay out the way, try not to, you know what I'm saying, make it be a burden. But I mean, they treat us like family, and I mean, you have NBA locker rooms. It's real like you see each other every day, so it's like family. You always around. We were just like another part of the team, just walking around the locker room.
That must build your confidence, though. Is
Yeah.
that why you and Steph were so confident, even when people kind of look down on you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't say we know what it takes to be there, but I mean, it's not like a stage is too big. We've been in every NBA arena. We've been in the locker room. We kind of know. Most rookies come in, they don't really know what it's like being an NBA player, coming to the gym every day, being in the locker room atmosphere, things like that. But I mean, we knew it because we were doing it our whole life. So I think that gave us a little bit of advantage.
Who was your favorite player growing up? Whether it was
Mine
somebody,
was Tracy McGrady and Muggsy Bogues. So my dad played probably 11, 12 years with Muggsy. One of his best friends. Me and one of Muggsy's sons are the same age, best friends to this day, and I be over his house all the time. So, and when I was young, Muggsy was my height. I was probably taller than him when I was like 10, 11. So, I mean, he would come out in the backyard with us and one-on-one play. I try to post him up. I'm like 10, trying to post up Muggsy. But I mean, I think Muggsy probably my favorite player of all time. He got a crazy story.
Yeah, it was amazing. He was tough too, man. He was a great player. He wasn't just in the league because he was small. I mean,
he played 13 years in the league.
Yeah,
that's crazy. At 5'3".
No, he was great. So what with shooting games with your dad? I mean, would you guys play horse? You go around the world like. I can't imagine the shooting games in your family.
Now it's just horse and, like you said, around the world, just spot shooting games, things like that. But if we have a cookout or something, we'll go out there and get competitive for a little bit.
So he'll still shoot, your dad?
Yeah, he'll still shoot. He won't play one-on. He won't move. Anything you got to move too much, he's not doing. So if you can walk and take his time and shoot it, he can play with us. He'll play and he'll talk junk while he's doing it.
Can he still shoot with y'all?
Oh, absolutely.
So who wins the most? Who would you say is the best shooter in the family?
Man, that's hard to say. Like, it's really real equal when it comes to those shooting games. All of us can shoot. My dad, like I said, if he's shooting a spot shot, he's probably 80% at this day. Like, nobody guarding him, anything like that. He can shoot it. He got range, all that type of stuff. So, but if it's a horse, if it's a trick game, Steph got all the tricks in the book.
Really?
Like he's got crazy horse shot trick games, but sometimes my dad outlaws those. So it's just this 3-point shooting game.
Wow. How obsessed were you guys with basketball coming up?
I mean, I was obsessed. I was probably more obsessed than Steph was growing up. But we played all types of different sports. But I mean, I'm still an NBA basketball junkie. Man, that's all I do. Watch basketball, play, and I'm a basketball junkie.
So you guys, your goals were to make it to the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, just being in the gym every day, like being around the type of environment, things like that. I think that's made us fall in love with the game and want to be an NBA player. And by no means like I was like I'm gonna be an NBA player. Like I really didn't know, but that's what I wanted to do. My dad would tell us, I mean, you gotta work on it every day. It's not gonna be an easy path and nothing like that. And I mean, just fortunate that both of us were able to make it.
What other sports did you guys play growing up?
I played baseball, football, soccer. They wanted to play all types of sports. My mom did. She didn't want us to just play basketball. She wanted us to play all types of sports and find out what we liked. But I mean, all along we knew we wanted to play basketball.
Yeah. Were you guys really good in any other sports?
I was a good baseball player. That was probably my second favorite sport. I was a good pitcher. Steph was still a good golfer. He played he played on the golf team in high school. But
some people say if he focused on it, he could probably be on the tour or something.
He thinks so. For sure. He is probably him saying that. But he's real good. For the time that he can play, to be as good as he is, it's tough to do.
So you don't play much
I
golf?
play, but I don't play a lot. I mean, I'm good enough to play around with them and things like that, but him and my dad are serious. Like, they're good scratch golfers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you obviously raised in an NBA family, basketball family? What do you think of LaVar Ball and what he's doing with his kids?
I mean, I don't mind it at all. I mean, it's his family. It's the way he want to raise his sons. I mean, it's hard for me to tell him how he wants to raise his sons. But I mean, as long as it's, I mean, I don't really hear nothing from Lonzo or nothing like that, so I don't really know how he feels honestly about it.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to say anything about it bad, because I mean, it's his family. And he gonna do what he does, and time will tell how it works out for him and his family.
Do you and Steph ever talk about playing together one day?
Nah, we haven't.
Yeah.
When I came out of I was undrafted, so I spent the preseason with the Warriors because I was rehabbing, going through after my surgery and things like that. We were on the same team for like a month in preseason.
Okay.
But recently, nah, I like competing against them, doing my own thing.
I bet you love to play in that system, though.
Oh, as a shooter, as a guard with that type of freedom movement, that's a dream.
Yeah.
For sure.
I felt like when KD went there, I felt like, and I've said it, Steph really showed a lot of humility in bringing KD, because he had the clout, and he could have been like, gone to the GM, the coach, been like, look, we don't really need another player. We could have won it this year.
Now, KD had that. He asked him, like, do you want me to come? He could have, you know what I'm saying? Steph, like you said, he had to accept him. You know what I'm saying? Him, Clay, Draymond, they had to accept them because they were already probably the best team in the league over the past 2-3 years. And, I mean, that's a big change to allow KD to come in. And so Steph tried to, when he got there, took a step back, try to make him feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Let him be the first option, get a lot of shots, things like that. And, I mean, I'm sure it was tough to do.
I was going to say, like, did y'all ever talk about that dynamic of, you know, because I'm going to be honest, there's probably superstars that wouldn't have wanted KD to come there. You know, did y'all ever talk about just the dynamic of, hey, you really want another star there, or can it take away from your game or anything like that?
We talked about it a little bit. I mean, it's a big deal, like I said, to have him come over. I think from what some stuff he said and from my viewpoint, I think Steph was making a decision of longevity in his career, and you know, last year was a wear on him because every night he had to score 30, 35, 40, and be consistent over the playoffs. And I mean, he wants to be his best when it's needed in the playoffs. And I think to extend that run and to extend that, it's gonna help to have another superstar who can carry the load at times and things like that. So I think it's gonna help his career and help him play longer and play at a high level for longer.
Mm-hmm. How certain are you that the Warriors are gonna win the championship?
I'm not certain at all. I mean, I think it's gonna go 6-7 games, and I mean, I think they're the best team in the league. But LeBron's at his level. It's wherever he played last year, those last 3 games or 4 games in the finals, and the way he's been playing this year, it's tough to beat. I mean, you never seen him have to play the Warriors with KD now. You know what I'm saying? He got to guard KD a little bit. Yeah. And KD, that's a matchup he has to deal with. But I mean, anytime you got LeBron on the other end, man, you're never certain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So if we put you on the spot, what's your pick?
I got Warriors, man, but I think, like I said, I think they're the best team. I mean, better team. I'm saying, but I got Warriors in 7, man. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be another series that's come down to a shot or two, man. And I mean, both sides got big time stars and big time players who got stuff to prove from stuff in the past. KD got stuff to prove. Steph got stuff to prove.
Yep.
I mean, Brian, all those type of guys. So I think it's gonna be fun.
How tough was that on Steph to lose it last year? I mean, when they were up 3-1, had 173 games and all that.
It was tough. I mean, he may have known he didn't play as well as he wanted to. I mean, it was tough to see because he knew he was banged up.
Yeah.
A lot of times in the playoffs, he wasn't able to get to the level that he needed to be at, or that he was throughout most of that season. And I mean, like you said, he got stuff to prove coming in the playoffs. He learned a lesson from. I think their whole team learned a lesson from last year that they kind of want to pace themselves and not come back from injuries too early, not wear themselves out throughout the regular season and the playoffs, and I think they're gonna be at their best in the finals. So, like I said, it's gonna be a good match of Cavs take care of business.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But so he's thinking because I thought he should have been the Finals MVP 2 years ago. Last year, obviously, they didn't win, but he's looking at redemption from a team aspect, but also individually because people say he hasn't played that well. You know what I mean in the finals. So that's part of it too.
I mean, look at his numbers. His numbers are good. For finals, but compared to what he did in the previous playoffs, previous series, and regular season, it's not where he knows he should be, and where he's been at, and whether that's injuries or whatever case, just not playing as well. I mean, he wants to have a special series. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be who he has been over the whole playoffs and the finals, and add that to his resume. So, I mean, that's what they've been gearing up for all year is this finals.
So how similar are you and Steph off the court?
Not similar at all.
Really?
Very opposite. Steph more of a goofy, energetic guy. The way he's on the court, just all the little mannerisms, antics, always joking around, laughing. That's how he is. I'm more of a laid-back type guy, kind of quieter, things like that. But we're not too similar.
So you have any hobbies other than basketball, like you said?
Yeah, I like to I like to fish, hunt and fish, do that type of thing. With my dad, like when they spend time, they go play golf a lot. We'll go hunt or go fish or something like that. So I got the country boy type aspects from my dad.
So with Steph being 2-time MVP and all that, in the family, he just regular Steph. Like he just gets treated the same old way.
Oh yeah, he hasn't changed at all, and nobody changed. I mean, he's the same old goofy guy growing up, and I mean that's the way it should be.
All right, man. Well, look, I appreciate the time.
Yes, sir.
Great talking with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next year because I think you've really, since you got your chance to shine, you started to show something. So I'm gonna be watching.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yep.